knows me very good because all of the time I used to go to him, carry rest to him, carry money to him, aside from his salary as the former vice president. Kalasco used to go to him, and that's the reason why he knows me very good. For you to be the president of the country today, the man will help you to bring you back to life. But the man you see today to be your greatest enemy. The man who, they say, when anybody who save your life, that person should be your earthly God. But that person that you made your worst enemy for nothing. Today, Joseph Baka is building $10 million home in Foya. Today, go to rehab. He's building Oyster Berry all over that cost $3-4 million. But they used to say, they said, John, we are not doing nothing. Because they lie their way to power.
I have prepared over the time. And my thing is to be people driven and not government driven. I want to be sure with that. So I always tell people I will be the Yeke Khan. The Yeke Khan in different way. The Yeke Khan in the interest of our people.
So why do you want to attach a Yeke name to your child when you can say that I'm going to be a lawmaker?
The Yeke Khan won't say the Yeke Khan. They won't say the Yeke Khan.
Nobody sees Yeke as a person who is,
is a good representation of
for the people. Yeah. He is very abusive. That is the character of Yeke Koluba. Even though he says some things that will make people to feel good, but
certain people to feel good.
The characteristic of Yeke is so bad that a lawmaker should not, or an incoming lawmaker should not.
We have to be straight here. We have to be straight here. Let's leave the insult part of it. But once you hear the name Yeke, when you hear the name Yeke, it's people driven and not government driven. We have to be straight with things here.
I disagree with you. It's not people driven. Nobody who's people driven will abuse
you have a different philosophy about the name Yeke, because when the name Yeke has been mentioned, a lot of people concentrate on insult, insolence. No, I think I'll make it clear here. I want to be the kind of.
She just told you. She just told you. Don't you have a different way? Don't you have a different way to attach to yourself? Don't you have a different name to attach, with the exception of the Yeke kind?
So your
supporters are listening to you.
What do you want me to say? You want me to be who kind?
No, you don't. You don't have to be anybody's kind. You have to be
your own kind. More kind.
And you can tell us what you're going to do for your people and how you're going to do
it. The thing here is that everybody have a role model. Okay, everybody have a. You may not agree with me here. I got a role model. I got a role model for the parliament, and my role model is Yeke.
We make anything they get guns. When they shoot guns, they will not know where guns come from to respond. I'm going to give this matching order. All members of CPP who believe in our judgment, going forward, we will carry ranks with us anywhere we're going. We will carry the weapons that we have.
Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elect them for.
If somebody insults you and it hurts your feelings and reputation and costs you loss of money and loss of business, you have the right to sue the person in damages. Depending on how you feel, you suffer the loss. 1 million, 500,000, 50,000, whatever. So the courts are open for private lawsuits between individuals for insults. But you cannot be criminally charged or arrested. No longer honor life. We have decriminalized speech. Criminal libel, criminal slander, all those things have been decriminalized under Liberian law. And during this social human boycott time, nobody will be arrested because they insulted somebody. From the president down, nobody will be arrested in this country.
That is part of the future. That is part that will transform the district. That is part that will change Nimba County. That is part that will educate our children. And if the person who does not join CMC, I beg you, that person is not your enemy. If the person who tell you I'm not joining CMC, don't make flower with them. If they cause you, pass by them and go to the next person. We have done enough flower now in the country. We are doing enough fighting. It's time to love. It's time to smile. It's time to celebrate our own history. It's time to celebrate our unity. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Here in Mississippi, from every mountainside, when we allow freedom reign, when we let it rain from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day with all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to every hill, let freedom ring from every hill and more hill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. When we allow freedom reign, when we let it rain from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day with all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty.
1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates.
All I'm saying
And that is what we are talking about for the Nigerian people. Tomorrow, Liberia, we need the kind of Liberia that we desire. Miami, Washington, Mohammed, we are having a wonderful, wonderful time here today to talk about the cross section of national issues of relevance and concern, voters around the peace and security of the country. Talks about the political relevance, social relevance, the democratic relevance, the importance of being a Liberian, and inequities in the space. Now we start to talk about these national meanings, national progress. But yes, excuse me. So today, yeah, today my colleague and I will to do African attire. Yes, so we're bringing you up to speed. Yeah, we're bringing you up to speed. There are too many things happening. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Beslow Yanti, has confirmed that Liberia is about to assume the responsibility of the presidency at the UN General Assembly. Yes, the United Nations Security Council. Sheikh Ali Mustafa Kouyaté uh, is kicked out by the executive for refusing to apologize to the legislature for comments made accusing the House of Representatives of concession bribery. Representative J. Marvin Cole apologized. They told Yaka not to do. Yaka, you can apologize, but Marvin Cole sees the necessity in the disciplinary action of the Honorable House of Representatives, and he apologized. And yes, presiding George yesterday Mo broke the news that no African Bondo is in the country. We all know what is happening. We talk about it. We talk about the stance of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission and the asset recovery. We talk about that. The cooperation, the collaboration between these two branches of government. We talk about it. But it's a pleasure to welcome you, my brother. Too many things happen in the country. Liberia successfully defeated Sierra Leone 3-1. We know we always beat them, but it's a pleasure to welcome my humble brother Mohammed Vani Kanneh. My brother, is a pleasure. Today is another day we are doing the people's job. Yeah, Washington, thank you. It's good. We are here this afternoon to have a very good conversation with the public. Yeah. So yeah, we should say hats up to the guys who are wearing the red, white, and blue jersey. Yeah. On yesterday to put a smile on our faces. Yeah. And we must applaud them. We must appreciate them for what they did on yesterday, what they demonstrated. You know, the guys taught the boys of Sierra Leone. Yeah, yeah. How to play soccer. Yeah, on the summer kind of space. Exactly. Yeah, you know, we hope and pray that we're proud of that spirit on yesterday, the performance by the boys of the Lone Star of Liberia. Yes, we hope and pray that they do what they did yesterday against Cabo Verde, Mali, and that of Rwanda in the coming months, while we're going to be fighting our way to qualify for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. We hope and pray that our boys do what they're supposed to do, as they're going to be representing us in the qualifying round of the African Cup of Nations. So it's good. We are here, man. We're going to serve you. Your regular afternoon dish. We're going to serve you that regular afternoon dish. And hats up to all of you who have made it your duty to follow us on a regular basis via the
radio, via the online platform. We like to say thanks to all of you who have seen it necessary to follow us. We're going to be here up to 6 o'clock this evening, driving you through. So until that time, we're going to dive into the issues that matter to this country. Thanks for watching.
Exactly, my brother. Yeah. So Mo has been a very, very inspiring guy. Mo, the issue with Sheikh is a national concern,
Mhm.
and you know, Sheikh has been kicked out
Yeah.
of the government, and he will find a place to be.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there is a place that you must be. It's either you are
Definitely.
don't Mo, they are not. uh, uh,
Yeah.
We want to simplify that. We want to, we want to inform the Liberian people about the decision taken by, the House. I mean, the executive.
Yeah, we have
The
that
executive.
communication
So
before.
Mo can read the communication from the office of the president.
Yeah, so the communication is dated June 8th, 2026. President Boyka relieves Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Kouyaté of duties. Executive Mansion Liberia President Joseph Nima Boyka Sr. has relieved Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Kouyaté of his duties as Ambassador at large for special duties and special presidential envoy with immediate effect. In a communication dated June 8, 2026, President Boyka informed Ambassador Kouyaté that recent events arising from public statements attributed to him concerning the Honorable House of Representatives, coupled with subsequent communications received from that body expressing a vote of no confidence in his continual service, have created circumstances requiring presidential attention and action. The president emphasized that the success of Liberia's national development agenda depends on constructive engagement, mutual respect, and effective collaboration among and among the three coordinating branches of government. The Liberian chief executive noted that the implementation of the arrest agenda for inclusive development requires strong working relations among national institutions in pursuit of good of common good. The president thanked Ambassador Koyate for his service to the nation and wish him well in his future endeavors. So that is it.
That's what the president
Yeah, that is what,
communicated
yeah, to the
to
nation.
the nation about Sheikh Al Mustafa Kouyaté.
Mhm.
So automatically, it means Sheikh is out of the government.
Yeah,
That means he's been booted out
he's been recalled into history as a former
as,
government.
as a former government official.
Yeah,
But now, let's draw the analogy
yeah,
and place the analysis into context. Sheikh Ali Mustafa Kouyaté occupied a position of trust, credibility, and to brand the image of you a position as an ambassador of the Republic of Liberia means you have accepted, you have accepted to work with the system to be and to
Don't you the, the legislature and the judiciary Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, who is a member of one so the statement so- that branch of the government signs concession agreements and they compromise interest of that the that is the composition of Sekuyate. You are you that should present the government's in a more committed manner, in a more certified manner. That is accountability. Now, Sekuyate takes the I don't
state. That is international diplomacy. Statement because do not because cannot come from Liberia under the real administration and ready and diplomacy and advocacy. So if Sheikh Kuyate wants to be an advocate, he can be and counterproductive to the success of the government. Number two, the president has to remove Sheikh Kuyate. The government has to function. The government needs to move. Kuyate from the government. Was the president right? The president was right. Now, is it true that the legislature are corrupt and they accept bribes? I cannot attest to that. I cannot identify because I am not called with the authority and responsibility to say, yes, it is true that the House of Representatives are corrupt. But corruption is not only taking money, it's action. There are preponderance and multiplicity of
to be speaking of the way he spoke cannot be condoned by the government. So Sheikh was wrong for speaking in the capacity of an ambassador when he worked with the government and you criticizing the very government. He was wrong. But it's said that these things that Sheikh Piata is talking, are they not happening or are they happening? They are realities. They are realities. We see them. The Senate has been spineless and clueless about understanding the responsibilities of the people. Senator Dillon, there are several representatives. The last time I can remember when I used to be at the other show, one of the former speaker made it clear that they can go dish up the Liberian budget at a hotel. Is that not a concern to raise corruption allegation? Those are concerns. Now, a secretary seated in the right capacity to be. I disagree with the statement that he made that the legislature is corrupt when he is a member of the government. So the president's action to remove Mr. Kuyate, I think was in the right decision, but was in the right position. But I'll tell you more on that.
So, in as much it is the president's right to take an action against appointed employees within the government, it is also the right of people to agree or disagree with the president. But mind you now, in your disagreement with the president, you should also bear in mind that in as much I am under a constitutional mandate to disagree with the president. The Constitution also gives the president the right to dismiss and implore. You are working at the will and pleasure of the president.
Right.
It is not like a representative where they are working at the will and pleasure of the people who elected them, but even as that, there are some of them who don't respect the wills of the people who elected them. It's a fight. So the thing is, Sheikh Kuyate made a statement publicly. It is a public statement in the public. And then you was called for questioning. And you know when is that I was, as I Z reason that how to do this. And then after a few days went on one of the radio stations in the country, and the man retracted what he said. So for me, in my mind, I believe
He retracted.
according to him that he did not go there to apologize. Yeah, according to him, but he went there. How is it? You see, in fact, it is a complete contradiction.
Right.
Right? How is it that Mr. Kuyate will be telling us that he did not go to the House of Representatives to apologize? But he went there, I don't know, is it to provide clarity of his statements. So I don't really understand that particular aspect that he went there to apologize, but then later on he said no, he didn't go there to apologize, he went there to clarify. So the same thing you said in the public that these people they are corrupt, they receive bribe to pass concessions. But in the faces of these people who you say they are corrupt, You couldn't state the same thing you said outside of the Capitol building.
Right.
But instead, you went on one of the radio stations. You said, no, you did not go there to apologize. You went there to
clarify.
You went there to clarify. So, I don't know. We're done. But a few things. Secretary, we have to bear in mind that this is how institutions, we have seen these things where when people are given the opportunity to represent their country, you are privileged to serve a diplomatic position.
Right.
If you know within yourself that, Mr. Secretary, you know within yourself that yes, you have the issues of the government, you know that the people who are competitive of elected, the other people resign, forget about the job, get into activism. Since you want to be an activist, go on the path of being an activist. Forget about government job. Forget about being forget about you being an appointee in government. Of course, a debate on outside of government, Mr. Creator, will still survive. Yes, people been surviving outside of government. People will still survive in government. People will still survive outside of government.
Right.
It's based on how you manage the resources you are getting from whatever places you are working. That's just the current reality. So, for Mr. Creator, seeing these things, knowing that yes, these are the things that are happening within the government, I think the best thing he should have done was to just resign, forget about the government job, and do what you're supposed to do. Go in the private sector. Your service or your services are still needed to this country. Even if you are contributing to the private sector, it's still going to be recognized through the private sector.
Right.
People still going to recognize that effort. Now, Secretary is out, right? And what I've been seeing on the social media that has been making rounds, people been cataloging those who are outside of government in the almost the first half of the government, right? Um, um, whether there are people, whether these people will come back with a revenge, or whether Secretary are going to come back with a revenge, we don't know about that. But are there possibilities? There could be possibilities based on his approach to the current government. That because of X, Y, and Z reason, he's no longer in the government. You know, when I read the communication from the executive mansion, I start to ask myself, so you are telling me that these people who are the lawmakers of this country, so this is how powerful these people are. To the extent when the people in the country are even waiting, they are yearning for these people to exercise their strength, their on people. And they are floating all around the country. They are masquerading the country freely.
Right.
They ricochet attack. They are yet to call some of these people to question them. They are yet to restitute some of these things that were allegedly stolen by people who are given the opportunity to serve government. The lawmakers of Capitol Hill, are they curious?
Yeah.
To call these people who are occupying these strategic positions in government to ask them, Boston, what is the hope for these things? People said in this country that George Weah was building condominium all around. What is the whole on to trace the source of the revenue that George Weah used to build this? That in this country. What is holding these people up Capitol Hill to call the requisite people, those who are heading anti-graft institutions, to call these people to ask them the question. Boston, we heard in the public that the former president used 1,000 or $1 million that belongs to the country to build his residence. What is the hold? I mean, can you people trace the source of the resources
Right.
he used to build these homes.
The very legislature up to date, they have not accepted that house to be audited.
Yeah, he said today the people in New Georgia. Over the weekend, I was in New Georgia over the weekend. That road, when we enter next month, when the road remain in that condition, people are going to find difficulties and challenges on the New Georgia road. So these people who are our lawmakers, they have to. Have been necessary to relieve you of the position as ambassador. You see how powerful these people are? Are they curious? Are they concerned about calling the public works minister? If you're giving to action, what sometimes I sit down and then I start to ask myself, whether this country is moving the way in which we want it to move, whether development is coming rapidly, whether we are experiencing a rapid development in this country. Sometimes I start to ask myself this question.
You wonder.
I sometimes wonder, what are these people? Eh?
Yeah.
They have, they are here. So today, Sheikh Kuyate is out. Sheikh Kuyate now, statement he made, he couldn't prove the statement beyond all reasonable doubt. Instead, he was dangling, justifying, oh yeah, I did not apologize. But that time, people are going to question him when it comes to being very, very vocal and straightforward and a person who people are going to count on when he makes a statement, whether he doesn't regret the statement made by him.
Right.
That is how people now. In my, right?
Right.
When you make such a statement, and then after some backlashes or after the lawmakers call you up
Yeah.
Capitol Hill,
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
you say you retried. Another
Somersault.
time you say you did not
Now
retry,
retry.
or you went there to provide clarity. But this is Sheikh Kuyate who wants to be president of the country.
The bishop said the country confused.
Huh?
I don't know where we are.
Liberia First Movement. He's the political leader of the Liberia First Movement.
The movement.
This is the Sheikh Kuyate. So we hope and pray that the country moves on the way in which the people, the expectation or the anticipation of the people in the country. These people, they are so powerful. You know, I started asking myself, so this is how powerful these people are.
They are powerful.
Eh?
They are powerful. guy is the dominant and Nimble. Dominant Nimble. Talk to dominant Nimble. The last time. What is holding the legislature? Making sure that these different things are implemented. What is holding the legislature from being audited and making the Liberian people to know the financial expenditure that is happening in that capital? What is holding the legislature? Now, what is Sheikh Kuyate saying? Are these things not real? Are they not livable? Are they not bearable? They're when you see these ambassadors, the brand ambassadors, what they do, they on the asset recovery team. Martin Colley could not criticize the government because he was in the government. But what did he do? When he realized that he could not run the system, Martin the government. So to save yourself, Mr. Kuyate, you should have left the government position, but you can't be in the government and be criticizing the government. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to any diplomat. Because as a diplomat, as an ambassador, you are a brand for the product. So Liberia is the product. So Sheikh's responsibility was to protect and promote Liberia, not to castigate the government. I think we can go to the lines and take a few calls.
Yeah, we can.
So let's take a few calls on 0770 131318, 0770 131318 are the numbers to call. And let's hear you this wonderful afternoon. Let's go to the lines. Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Aze S. Mumbo. I joined from Steven Tobot.
Go ahead, my brother.
So you want to tell me if my father has been treated me the wrong way, in which, of course, I'm not living my life freely as a human being, as my freedom, my human right. So I can speak out. That's why you're trying to say.
Leave the man house. Leave the man house and speak out. But you can't be on the man roof. Then you're criticizing him. No, leave there.
So when okay, so in source of act that you are preaching today, if it happened to you tomorrow, will you be and like cry your struggle together with dancing the people water together, everything. But the man put the country first and put policy.
My man, in a simple case, I work with this station. I cannot be a member of this station and be the one attacking the station and castigating the station and going against the policy of the station. No, the station will get me out.
Check Kuyate were not attacking the government, but he was attacking the legislatures. You know that.
What do you call government? Who make up the government? They say the government is made by 3 branches.
There are 3 branches of the government.
But how can you say you were not attacking
one? And that one they having to do, they get the government side and they get the opposition side.
No, my brother.
But you mentioned one side because 3 branches. He only mentions about one branch. So that's why I want for you to understand. I mean, let's put the country for the way the president running the country is thanking.
My man, that one I'm not concerned. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. That one, the way the president running the country, not me to decide how the president running the country. Hello.
Thank you, Mr.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Kanneh.
Spencer,
Washington.
welcome.
I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast Spoon Hill, Town community, and mental Liberian for justice. For us, we always advocate for justice. In my mind, even if you are part of an institution, the only way that institution can be strong and show leadership if the institution is willing to accept diverse opinion on national issues. If you mind, Mr. Washington, everyone that think the same way in every institution. It is because of that you need to annex the diverse view to make the competition to be successful. In my mind, the decision against Kuyate is not right. And let me just add quickly to your advocacy. Over the last 6 years, we heard about the falling. We heard about 4 auditor deaths. We heard about 3 missing boys. We heard about Princess Cooper death. We heard about Chala Musu death. We heard about 15 million. We hear about 25 million more. Oh, Mr. Washington, 3 years now into this administration, we yet found those who committed those heinous crimes against our country. And in my mind, in the coming days, in the coming months, the concerned Liberian for justice will begin to advocate to know who committed those atrocities against our state.
All right, my brother. All right.
Yeah, just a minute, please, because we need to know. We believe that 2 good.
But that is your right. That is your... Welcome, my brother.
And even Jim S. Macaulay from Togo Community District in Hospital.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say thank you for the topic this afternoon. I have a question. If you are renting somebody a room, and the room that you rent, the area is not better, so you don't have the right to tell the owner of the property that they play is not good.
Do you ask? So let me ask you a question. So, can you be...
It doesn't mean that we do if your parents are doing wrong, to tell them what they are doing is wrong. Sometimes if you decide if your parents are going wrong, you still not go to them in the house.
My brother, if Shaq, my man, you need to understand what governance is.
And all that they are proving, and they still want they are proving this. We saw in the case of Rani Papa. And they still also accused or still issue like that. That's it.
Yeah, so thank you, my brother.
Yeah, how you doing, my dear brother?
Well, fine. What's your name and where you call from?
This is the voice of Lasana J. Masale. I call from Jamaica Road, Basatan, opposite the Trumpel of Faith Baptist School at our intellectual centers.
Go ahead, sir.
I thank you for a lot of analysis, my dear brother. You know, it is stated that cola not last in a month or two that was very good. The fact that Chef Weather was not right. You knew what governmental settles. When you want to do chasing, like you already said, reason. But you can't be as an annual ambassador. The country then you face out the government. It was very nefarious for Shegwa created because the fire is that it was not actually right. So the person right to take a decision because it can be one of the rule of the parents they want to criticize in our house. That meaning that you just have to if you take from the place or you excommunicate from the place. So actually it was not actually right. Thank you, my dear brother, for offering me the time.
Thank you very much. Let's take the next caller. Hello, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Washington. How you doing, man?
Hey.
Okay, Palasana.
This is Lasana. I know how you can. I like how you can handle your story. I like it. Let me tell you, the man who arguing with you, who got the parole will say, "Stranger got 100 law. If I can't rent from you, then I can't tell you me one. Can't somebody house no small child can buy it. They want can't happen here. So in case you get a house, say leave my house. You want to be in the house, then you want to criticize, then why you must go there? You want to work under the same umbrella, you want to work with the government, you don't have to criticize the government. If you want to be advocates, leave the government, be on your own and advocate for the people. But you can't agree to enter in the government, then you want to be there and criticize and know you dress the devil in a booty yourself, then you can't disgrace it outside. Government right, the president right to get the man out of government. He don't want to work. If you want to work, you can't do that. See somebody asking we're talking about renting when house is leaking. Somebody house leaking, you renting, you're supposed to be there, you can't leave from there. The house leaking, you don't have right to be there. Go, leave the main house, take your money, go rent different place.
All right.
Thank you, man.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take the next caller. Hello.
Yeah, my name is Fode Binda, calling from New Hope.
From where? New Hope?
Yeah, New Hope.
Where is that place?
Around Lagina.
Go ahead quickly, my brother.
So I just want to ask a question. Do you think that this president is running the country on a
my man, let me answer that question.
Okay, later.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I'll answer that kind of question. Yeah, go ahead, sir. What's your name?
My name is Obaka, calling you from
LPRC. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, thank you very much for the discussion. That man, I consider him to be one of the corrupt men in this country.
Who man? Who the man you consider? How is the man corrupt? You have evidence to prove that yes, Sheikh Kuyate is corrupt?
Yes.
What is the evidence? How can we get that?
Another reason.
No, my man, you said you have the evidence. How?
Yes, I'm coming to talk because I hate me the fucking charge for your training.
Oh, so that is how you determine someone is corrupt because the person is working in government, so you determine the person being corrupt?
Listen.
Okay, go ahead.
No, but someone's integrity.
Hello. Give me chance, let me talk.
No, but you can't. No, but the man cannot. The man is corrupt.
Let the man say what they will provide correction for the man. Hello, go ahead.
Anything you are there to advocate for the citizen, you join yourself for the people in sinners and just call a booster and a pass and a person and listen to you. But you came in high speech and you found the people didn't want. It just rather push. That's my point.
So based on that, you say the man corrupt.
The man corrupt.
Well, the man is not corrupt. The man, it's just that the man cannot be in the system and criticize the system. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Let's go and take other callers. Hello.
Barclay, how are you?
This is Washington.
Okay. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, Mr. Fafana.
Calling for Air Patrol this afternoon.
Go ahead, Mr. Kanneh.
Thank you so much. God bless you this afternoon for that good respect. Let me just say this. But before I talk, we lack on network Air Patrol. Please help on that. Granted. Okay.
Network?
So, we don't have Tower Air Patrol. We lack on Tower. No network and battery.
Okay.
Very sorry. That one I don't call definitely.
Okay.
I can work every day. Let's go to the issue this afternoon. Some manager left the land telling all that check where the former ambassador allies that he corrupt. If you can follow government, then he can silent. That man I know him very well. Good. He's former corruption. Young guy coming off. Handsome guy. He's former corruption. The issue here, let's discuss it. I come to the issue. My brother me just said this. If you government, you can criticize the government. It make government strong. I hear you talking like you can't be your government, you criticize the government. If you are bad upon you, if you make a mistake in the house, Papa, you do a mistake, they will correct a mistake. Yeah, that they say when you government, you can criticize government, A good government can take it. Why are you for that? They can even say, be strong. Yeah, thank you. If you government, you can criticize government. I think that shop, I just tell something that you make, I think you have FM. They always made a mistake. Well, forward the court show that check order is corrupt. He's not corrupt. It's not corruption.
No, but Shaq is not corrupt. Thank you, sir. Shaq is not Shaq does not have a history of corruption.
No. He doesn't.
Yeah, he does not have a history.
So I think we can go to the next topic.
Yeah. The LSCC, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, right?
Yeah.
The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission has launched an investigation into the alleged 10 million MRU Center for Regional Peace and Development project being built in Lofa County, Foya, which the president of the Republic of Liberia said that he has no knowledge of the project. And he never even knew that that project was being built until they later on informed him that the project was being built. So let's read what the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission said. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, LSCC, Topper Tower Curve, God gave community O Road, Monrovia, and they got their number there. Blah blah blah. Office of the Executive Chairperson, LR LSCC AKZ EC 541 2026, June 4, 2026. Councillor Lafayette Goo, right? Alternative National Congress. So the Alternative National Congress, raised a concern with the Liberia, how you call it, to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. So it reads, subject, acknowledgement of the request to investigate into the acknowledgement of request for investigation into the Mano River Union MRU Center for Regional Peace and Development Project, right? Center for Regional Peace and Development Project. Dear Mr. Chairman, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission presents its compliment to acknowledge receipt of your communication requesting an investigation into the matter relating to the construction of your construction implementation of the MRU Center for Regional and Development Project in Foya County. The Commission appreciates the interest demonstrated by your institution in promoting transparency, accountability, and integrity in the management of public affairs and resources. Citizens and stakeholders engagement remains an important component of strengthening good governance and the fight against corruption. Please be assured that the Commission treats all allegations, complaints, and requests for investigation with the seriousness they deserve, in keeping with its statutory mandate and established procedure. the LACC will undertake a preliminary assessment. You hear it? The LACC will undertake a preliminary assessment of the information provided to determine whether sufficient grounds exist to warrant further inquiry or a formal investigation under applicable law and regulations. The Commission wishes to emphasize that all matters brought before it are handled independently, impartially, and in accordance with due process. Any action taken by the Commission will be guided solely by the facts, evidence, and legal standards governing its operations. Should additional information, documentation, or clarification be required to facilitate the assessment process, the Commission will communicate strongly. The LACC remains committed to executing its mandate professionally and without fear, favor, prejudice, or political consideration. Please accept the assurance of our highest consideration. Sincerely, Councillor Alexandra Kezo, Executive Chairperson, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. There is an inquiry, Mo, about the project being built. Up to date, we don't have a fixed understanding of that FOIA project. There are accusations, and the government is leaving the people in doubt.
Yeah.
This Liberian government is the government continues to leave. When you ask the Minister of State, he will tell you different thing. Kula Fofana will tell you different thing, and the president is saying different thing. The Minister of Justice is saying different thing. The president talked to the radio the other day, and my very good friend Kelvin Demi asked him, Mr. President, there are accusations about the project. The FOIA, right? That worth allegedly $10 million. There are accusations that this project is being constructed for you as your retirement. Government officials, Lekula Fofana and the Minister of State, they have given conflicting, responses to the construction of this quote-unquote $10 million villas, MRU project. The president went and made it clear that the project being built in FOIA is an that a project, the man information of the project. This project comes on a serious question and concern that, Mr. President, we and the opposition at the time that you sat down here, Georgia took the country money and built 48 condominiums. They made the kid to the extent they said Georgia never had any money. He was built to hustle. And he successfully became a senator, and he was living in a dilapidated house on Nam Street. When he became president, he demolished the structure and rebuilt a mansion. And went on a constructed, campaign. They made the Nigerian people believe that the former president used to construct 48 condominiums. The but the ANC has officially communicated to the LSCC. Liberia villa being built in what the planning Foya Lofa County belongs to the MRU. We're getting different response from the MRU. Kula Fofana told us different thing. Steve Kwa told us different thing. The Minister of Justice told us. So please, $1 million villas being built in Foya County, Lofa County, and Foya Lofa County, with all these different information and speculations going around. It is important that you inform the people. It is important that the people are aware, the people are informed about the $10 million villas being built, because we're talking about the fight against corruption. We want to prosecute people who are been abundant. We want to prosecute, for being a $10 million villa being built in Lofa County, and nobody knows about it. Who knows? The president can't tell us that MRU said we don't have sufficient information on that. How, in the first place, the president of the country would tell us that he didn't even know that the people are building the project? That's the first thing. That raises concerns. That is the first thing. How can the president in the country has a president? You are the official watchman of the country. The people are constructing take that into consideration, Mr. President, Madam Kula Fofana, Mr. Stikwa, Mr. Osford Twe. Where are we? Political parties are getting concerned. The LSCC is being communicated to investigate the campaign against the Unity Party, because you can't be fighting corruption. You can't be prosecuting the people you believe to be corrupt that stole public money. Then we are here arguing on 10 million villa, where the president tells us he even know who building that thing. Kula Fofana to us say that different thing. Stikwa to us say that different thing. The Minister of Justice cannot say anything, and to aid we ask the Minister of Justice, he say ABC and all of that. So the whole thing is in confusion. We're not understanding the nitty-gritty of that information. We're not getting it, and it is just the way it is. We are confused. More, let me hear you.
This whole FOIA project, this is something where the government will have to come out to the public, come out to the country, tell the people in the country that what you are hearing in the public, they are false, they are misleading information. What you are hearing in the public is factual. Yes, we are the one doing it. Provide the real information to the people. It is the people's right. The people wants to know. Yesterday, you beat on other institutions. Yesterday, when you level allegations against some of these people, you said they were using the government money to construct their homes in this country. They were building condominiums in this country. They were doing this, they were doing that. Yesterday, you beat on these people. You made the Liberian people to believe that these people were doing the worst of things in the country. You made the Liberian people to believe that the people who they elected were misrepresentation of them. They were not representing them in the right interest. You made the people in this country to believe that the people are using the resources, the money belongs to the poor people to enrich themselves. But you have been given the opportunity. You have been given that particular opportunity to serve this country for the next 6 years, which of course you have 3 years, few months to complete your first term. And then you have all other issues, controversy. In fact, we have a report that 16 is it 16 or 14 million cocaine that was brought. I mean that was exiting the country through the Roberts International Airport. I think that's something where we will have to talk about
it
during the course of the week.
Yes, we'll talk.
Yeah, where the LDA talk about that. They had a press conference on yesterday. That is something where we will have to talk about.
Exactly.
16 million worth of cocaine exiting the country through the Roberts International Airport. How? Who are those involved? So that is another conversation.
Yeah.
During the course of this week, we will talk about that. This thing about the project in Foya, Lofa County. If it is the government initiative, let the government people come out to the public. Let them come to the Liberian people and tell them we are building this structure for X, Y, and Z reason.
Yeah.
If it is the Mono River Union people, let them come out. Let them be clear. If it is for the regional purpose, let it be known to the Liberian people. You cannot continue to leave the people in doubt. The people continue to speculate that this project belongs to the government. The project belongs to Mono River Union. You allow the people to continue to speculate. That thing the CDC allowed. The people speculated. There were a lot of speculators. There are people are building these homes. They are building this. They are doing this. They are doing that. And that speculations were in the ears of the Liberian electors. And that is how they transitioned that into an election results. That's how the CDC lost the presidency. And the United Party is attempting to trend on the same path. You cannot continue to lead the people in doubt. Over 4 months, there's thing about this 4 years. We cannot be in the know. You cannot tell us. It is just, how is it that you there is a woman who gave birth to that particular child. So that project must have an owner. If it is the president that is building that for whatsoever purpose, the people in the country should be in the know. If it is the government that is doing it as a regional headquarters for whatsoever reasons, the people in the country should be in the know. You cannot leave the people in doubt. You cannot build.
Right.
You said in this country.
Right.
Today, people are building these things. You cannot account for it. So the Alternative National Congress, they are right.
Yeah.
They are right to vote. They are and give the Liberian people a response. So it is the right to ask the hard questions.
Oh, yes.
None of it we should be thinking like it is not the right of be the first. The CMC, other political parties that haven't tasted power in this country should be the one coming out to the public, because these people have the moral rectitude to question those in government, to question those in the position, to provide governance for this country. What are the issues? what is the hope for them coming to the public to tell the people in this country that this particular project belongs to Ezra and Z person?
Right.
This thing should not be hidden. There should be no reason for people to hide this thing.
But why is the government hiding it?
We don't know. She's gonna be providing to you. Today, when you're gonna hear something different. When the president comes to the country, you ask him about that, you're gonna hear something different. So who constructing that kind of a huge project in your country and then nobody know who's the owner of it? There will be no account.
How you're taking us to be?
How you really how the people in government, how you really seeing the Liberian people? These are the people who
The president came up and said he didn't know who was building that thing.
had knew about it, they wouldn't have gone to Lofa to do that particular project. Who is having this particular thing? Who is the owner of that particular project? The Liberian people needs to know about it.
The more Kennestow, the borders around corruption. We cannot be prosecuting the other people. That is the reason why the ANC is concerned. We cannot be prosecuting the other people and say, oh, the CDC people will go to jail. They stole the country money. And today, we have the guys from the very Unity Party. And we can't be running behind them to be giving us account on that 4-year project.
Yeah.
No. These are people who told the Liberian people that they would do everything better. And you want us to come and be crying behind you, or I have no idea of the project, maybe Steve Stikwa does not know about the project. Kula Fofana is giving a different detail about the project. This one and that one. No. Unity Party, no. This is not the reform. This is not the change. Until political institutions have started to raise concern to the liability. He said he know about the project. He said that's on an MRU project. MRU project, but that project that I will be believing how MRU or and starts to construct a 10 million county. How is that possible? Who does that? The government is taciturn, is tight-lipped on providing the basic information surrounding the 10 million villa. When villa, and the country does not know the minister. Are we serious in the country more? What kind of country is this? Where can you do that? Where can you find that? I don't know, but I don't know if you have something to say. Then we can go and take the people's opinion.
Yeah. So, what you know, one of the major concerns the people continue to raise is that why is it almost all of the government that comes to power?
Yeah.
Why is it these people continue to treat us in this form of mind?
Yeah.
This is how the citizens lost interest, they lost trust and confidence in the government. The government they elected, the people who they built the trust and confidence in. This is how these people start to lose trust and confidence in these people. When you are not telling people, you have to be updated to people when there are issues of national concern. When there are issues the people are concerned about, the people wants to know how they're spending their money. The people want to know. It is the people's responsibility. It is the right for these people to know who you have to. Then the people start to lose some level of confidence. At the end of the day, when elections are held in the country or when the people are going to elections, and then these people, they don't want to listen to you, you start to shift blame on oppositions that they don't want better things for the country.
Exactly.
They don't want the country to move on the rightful trajectory. But you are contributing to that. You are contributing to your downfall.
Exactly.
Yesterday, you never.
The government that talks against corruption cannot live up to the 10 million villas explanation, they will be discouraged.
Oh, yes.
Regardless of all the small, quote unquote developments that are going around. But I will say, but at the same thing we are doing, that the same thing you're accused Maki of.
Oh, yes.
That the same thing you're saying to are doing. But not the same thing here too. So what it made you different now? Now you create a space of vulnerability. Consistency in your advocacies. They don't trust it. So how you say and did that, constructed this, oh yeah, McGill, all to the former administration. And you made the people believe that yes, indeed, the Unity Party was a solution to trust. Today we'll be running behind you for $10 million villa has been built in Foya County. So the same thing we are did alleged that we are did. The same thing you want to do. You're discouraging your audience. You're discouraging your
discouraging the people.
You're discouraging them. Until the people gotta be writing the LSCC to investigate. When the president came and said, they project me, I know about all the MRU people building the project and MRU, how MRU will be building project in Liberia?
Lopa, he said it on EFCC. And then, when we talking,
Who will get value?
Because the government, if the government really need to find and rescue you and myself, I'm sure you will see the proactiveness of the government. You will see the government giving you real information about what the day-to-day activity of this country. When government is having everything for you and myself. You don't know? Look at the thing that happened to Guinea and Liberia. The person having one more plot or two more. Nothing going on. Not know nothing about we just say now here. When energy say the opposition is strong, the opposition we will go for the government. We told the government the project that you have in Lopa there, that 10 million project. How you creating them? Where the money coming from? Where is the funding? Who gave the funding? Government have not come out to explain to Liberian people. But you know they don't pay. Like I said to you, join the winning team.
My man, let me tell you off the line that I fully know we're talking. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is Princess calling from the United Party.
Princess, go ahead, my sister.
Yeah, thank you. So I too late, but I guess the topic. That is fair to our channel. We are eating up President Joseph Nimapaka today for $10 million project in Lopa. But we're in Liberia with us. We have support, we have built, we have foundation. It's really more. Your kids don't want to tell where to get the money for a hell of a foundation.
So the thing about a patient, my sister, that what we say, the United Party people said the money they use to build a cloud foundation and the money job we are used to build the 48 condominiums, all those are questionable and the corruption is smelling around it. But then we also saying, the United Party people are saying these things. Then the $10 million that everybody giving.
I understand you, but yesterday when the people go up and say that today is not up to the back to tell you the $10 million project after President Baka. After that one, when they have come out to give you the picture, when they're going after the project of Star, we are always saying that way. So
who is that way?
It's something where today, because we are very poor. Today he said we can't turn on for
you was that way
about 10 minutes. Well, when people are saying that the West Road
I said they were saying
when they were saying the West Road the break to be coming when they talking about we tell us say the police can rescue the police can take you see when everything here. All that money just we are using around like football money. You can get President Paka will get account last million. I shouldn't worry. He was get account.
Okay, Princess. All right, Princess. Princess is a very strong, as confidant and partisan, so the defense system. But it's look. We are not, sugarcoat the peppers, thing. We say the way they are. That is our nature, right? That is our nature. We're not sugarcoating, right? But let's take a few more calls. 0770 131318 are the numbers. 0770 131318. The Alternative National Congress as officially rating the LACC to investigate the $10 million villa. That today we wake up and say, the project, the president say, I don't know about the project tomorrow. Kula Fufana will say a different thing, the next day. Somebody else will say something different, A, B, C, and that. We're not talking in your favor. We're not talking because we let you. We're not talking because you're fine or no. That's not what we're talking. We're talking because the way it is, that is how we're going to do it. Yeah. Mo.
Yeah. So we can transition to another talking point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can transition to another talking point. So you
yeah. So what is happening is that the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Did you watch what happened today with the Vice President? The Vice President chaired a cabinet meeting today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some cabinet members attended that cabinet meeting chaired by the Vice President. I think in my lifetime, this is the first of its kind. Yeah, oh yeah. This is the first of its kind for me to see the Liberian vice president to chair a cabinet meeting today. And during that meeting, they what you call it, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Beslow Yanti, revealed that Liberia is set to assume the presidency at the United Nations Security Council.
That's good.
Yes, that's wonderful. And we, as a country, as a nation, as a people, must, must welcome this, Mo. In the first place, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn has been one of the very few vice presidents of, within the history of Liberia that is performing more than, any other vice president that I have met, that I may have read about, that is doing, more work, aiding the president, taking on cabinet responsibilities, the president giving assignments. I didn't see that in the 6 years and 12 years. I didn't see that. I saw a vice president like the president now, who at the end of the day even said that he was a race car packed. That means there was no use for the vice president. That means the president did everything as a president. It is constitutional that the president is the president, remains the president, and all responsibilities of the executive remains with the president. The vice president can only do when the president permits the vice president. But the vice president cannot function when the president does not permit the vice president. So on the basis of that, the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, has been on the issue of that performance. I think, in my kindest opinion, more, I think the president has given the vice president, some good level of responsibilities to perform, than our previous vice presidents, than Joel Awatilo, than Joseph Boaka as well. Yeah. I have been here and I have listened to Joel Awatilo crying on, logistical support, financial issues and disrespect and all of that. And I have been here and I've listened to Mova Molu on leak recording, saying that the president has instructed, D12 or McGill to disrespect the vice president. But this vice president, is giving, responsibilities to undertake as a vice president. You understand? As a vice president, this vice president has been given responsibilities to undertake. And he's undertaking. But before we go to the National Security Council, the United Nations Security Council, I don't know how you may want to give an impression of the vice president's operation of late. Since he became vice president, you see that he's been taking, a couple of responsibilities as a vice president.
Yeah, so it's just like, in Africa, the way in which we do the politics in Africa, even around the world. Yeah, sometimes there are issues. Sometimes there can be issues between the president and the vice president, but it boils down to the both of them resolving the issues in the interest of the country to see how best they can resolve their bitter pills or bitterness between the both of them. So of recent, where Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn and was given the responsibility to lead the charge in the yellow machine negotiations. So it's a plus, but that could be shifting the narrative, the way the people think, the thoughts of our people, that being a vice president is just a ceremonial position where you don't necessarily do what you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So if the president of the country is giving some responsibility to his vice president to lead the charge, it sends a very good picture out there that the president and the vice president, they are working collectively. The both of them, they are in hands, they are moving together. That even if the president doesn't want to contest the 2029 elections, Jeremiah Khan can take the lead, go to the election, and then contest the process, win or lose in the process. In the process, he wins the election. And whether is it that he's going to face some level of difficulties or challenges, it might not be to that level because he's been introduced to running government. He's been introduced to having conversation with international partners, negotiating deals for the country, negotiating other bigger opportunities to come to the country. So it's not rather going to be strange to him if these things continue to happen. But in Africa, at times we see it the other way around, where the vice president is not really given the opportunity. You don't rather see him. He's just in the back, doing his normal thing he's supposed to be doing. He's not really seen in the public. But if these things can be happening out there by this time in our country, that means we are changing the narrative that the vice president only sit there and then at the end of the month he gets his pay and then go home. At least it is changing. It is changing. It's a gradual process. We will definitely gravitate from where we are to go to the next stage. It's not going to happen immediately. So for that, we like to say thank you to the president for giving his immediate
his vice president,
his immediate deputy, the opportunity.
It's unusual. It's unusual.
You don't want to see that happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen so easily.
And the president feels threatened when the vice president
is given
the opportunity to perform and do some of the responsibilities of the president. The president, feels threatened. That the vice president, might maybe misbehave to talk about or to think about undermining the government and undermining him as a president. So our African presidents, they just quiet their vice presidents. They don't mind. You just back on this side and I just do what I'm supposed to do as a president. And you as a vice president go to the Capitol and you are the chair of the you are the presiding officer of the Senate, and and you just be with the Senate. But to see the vice president, performing these duties and responsibilities, to me, the vice president is being given an opportunity to grow and be mature in handling governance issues. Is it that the president is preparing the vice president? Are you looking at it from that perspective?
It could be. It could be. It could be. It's possible. There are possibilities. Even if he's doing it, it's not something bad.
Oh yeah,
it's not something.
It's just on you. It's just unusual
to just see it happening in the country. Yeah,
it's just unusual to see the vice president because I have not seen it. Let's be honest. I have not seen it. I have seen presidents being very, very skeptical, very careful of
the
opportunity to take responsibilities. To be the head, to negotiate on behalf of the executive. Look, it looks different to me, right? It looks different to me. But again, let's just bring you up to speed. Those of you listening, that Sarah is
one of
the best performing ministers in this government. I am not here to blow the Unity Party's trumpet. But like I said, or like we said on this platform, that we are going to be commendable where the commends are necessary. We're going to be condemnable where the condemns are necessary. Sarah Bedford, if you do a historical fact and fact check, since Sarah Beslow Yanti assumed the responsibility as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Liberia of minister that Liberia needs. Maybe surrounding, Madam Yanti in terms of governance, in terms of this, but the physical reflection that has been attributed to the government that Sarah Beslow Yanti as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, since she assumed that responsibility as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Liberian international image has greatly improved. There have been value added to the international image of Liberia. So Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti announced in an interview that Liberia is set to take on the presidency at the United Nations Security Council. This is a welcoming news for our country. But let's bring you up to speed. What does it mean for Liberia to assume the responsibility at the United Nations Security Council, right? Now, what does a country takes? What does a country that takes the presidency at the United Nations Security Council do? What the benefit and what they perform? So let's read about it. Countries that take the presidency at the United Nations Security Council benefit from a unique opportunity to influence global affairs and shape international policy. The presidency allows the country to, one, chair meetings of the Security Council, ensure that the council agenda is managed effectively. Number two, represent the UN Security Council in public statements and discussions, which can have significant impact on global discourse. Number three, manage dispute over and decision-making process, ensuring that the council operates smoothly. Influence decisions. The council influence decision. Where are we? Influence global affairs and shape international policy. The presidency allows. Okay, so let's go back here. Fellow Liberians. Let's go back. Okay. Manage dispute over the council's agenda and decision-making process, ensuring that the council operates smoothly. Influence decisions during their terms, especially for non-permanent members, by guiding the tone and direction of the council's work. Facilitate the work of the Security Council's subsidiary committees, ensuring that the council's work is coordinated and efficient. The presidency is a crucial role in the United Nations system, providing countries with the opportunities to engage in global governance and influence the outcomes of international security and peace efforts. So, that Liberia stands to benefit with the intervention of Sarah Beslow Yanti as the Minister of State and Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Liberia, according to what the Madam revealed, that Liberia is about to assume responsibility of the presidency at the United Nations Security Council. Liberia's international image, let's be honest. These are the kind of, and maybe I may be a little comparative. If you look at the immediate past, how you call him? Foreign Minister. D. Maxwell Sakimaya. D. Maxwell Sakimaya. Go and check Maxwell record. On D. Maxwell Sakimaya. Liberian passport was rated one of the least in the world as Minister of Foreign Affairs. They may even had a rape scandal on him, hanging over him as Minister of Foreign Affairs. There were no significant engagement. I can say it. I can say it. Significant engagement. Go and read the historicity of D. Maxwell Sakimaya and compare D. Maxwell Sakimaya with Sarah Beslow Yanti. Sarah Beslow Yanti is one of the ministers in this government that is actually lifting the face of this government. See the work this woman is doing. Now, today, we're talking about Liberia to assume the responsibility as the president of the United Nations Security Council. After we've won as member, non-permanent member at the Security Council, then Liberia, we're talking about Liberia not to be presiding over the agenda at the UN Security Council. We're talking about Liberia not to be having major policy opinion in policy decision at the Security Council. We're thinking about Liberia now to be influencing international decisions at the UN Security Council. We're talking about Liberia now to be reviewing the agenda of the UN Security Council. We're talking about Liberia to have global UN Security Council. How did this happen? It happened because we had somebody who proved to be committed and to the responsibilities and the job to brand the country's international image. And Sarah Beslow Yanti in this identical personality. Liberia's international image is gradually being restored under Sarah Beslow Yanti. A very, very, I sometimes look at this woman and try to imagine the kind of effort and tenacity she endures when it comes to this work. Madam Yanti. Today, see where Liberia is on the international image. See where Liberia is going. See the passport, Liberia passport, were recalled. So you bring all the passports because our passports were in the hands of drug dealers and criminals and rippers. Bad people. Bad people had our passport. People who were on drugs, they had our passport. Foreigners who were not even Liberian citizens, they had today, with the instrumentality of Sarah Beslow Yanti, see where we are. See where we are. We're talking about not just being member of the UN Security Council, but now we're talking about getting the presidency at the United Nations Security Council. This is a milestone. It's a milestone. We're talking about restoring Liberia's international image. We're talking about getting, international partners believing in Liberia. More, I want to hear your contribution.
Yeah, so it is a plus for the country. At least you haven't. See, this is why when people say you need to have a good team, all right?
Yeah.
You need to have a good players on the team.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the other people who are serving in other government ministries and agencies. They are doing well. You people are doing extremely well. There are some of you who are doing extremely well. Yes, there are some of you. You are really putting the country on the map. with a positive response. And there are some of you who are occupying government job. You're not supposed to be there. When it is time for us to praise you people, we will appreciate the efforts of you people. When it is about time to call on you to change your attitude towards public service, we will do it. We will do it. Sarah has been doing very well, Madam Bessler Yanti. She's been doing very well, extremely well, from securing a seat on the United Nations Security Council. Whether it was something that started, the negotiation started 6 years ago, government is continuity.
Exactly.
It is the responsibility of the current government to do what they're supposed to be doing. It is the current administration responsibility to restore whatsoever thing that has been lost, whether our international image been damaged, whether these things has been done, they have caused a negative impact on the country. It is the responsibility of the current administration to restore these things. That is the essence for which the people elected to you. The reason why the people goes to election to elect a new breed of leaders or to elect another person is because they don't feel confidence. They don't feel the confidence. They don't have the trust and credibility in that particular person. They think within themselves that the person has belittled them. That particular person who is serving as the president of the country has damaged the country. Maybe these people think within themselves that the person who we give the opportunity to represent the country is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Our expectation is far below the belt. Because of these things, we're gonna take this person out and bring this person in. There are a lot of reasons for which people go to the ballot boxes and elect new breed of leaders. So if Madam Bessler Yanti is doing something extremely well, we have to tell her thank you. We have to appreciate her for her efforts. It takes a time. There are a lot of time these people put in these things. Foreign engagements, a lot of times. Negotiation behind the scene. You have to be a person who has all of the skills, the technical know-how to negotiate. You need to get a connection. You cannot be a foreign minister and then you don't have connection. You must have the connection. You must have the diplomatic skills. You must have to convince people. You rather think when Liberia is having this good match at international level, you think it is just about the language we are speaking, or you think it is just about the appearance of the person? No, there are a lot of things involved. The way you negotiate, there are a lot of tones, there are a lot of languages people use in diplomatic engagement. When there are diplomatic issues, the way in which the people are supposed to go about negotiating with their counterparts, they uses that particular tool to negotiate with their counterparts. So we shouldn't think like it is something like it is just a bread and butter issues. No, it is not just a bread and butter issues. So for us, for our country now, to head the presidency of the Security Council, you just listen to my colleague, where he provided all of the goodies within it, telling you the reasons, and the man is telling you that these are some of the benefits.
Exactly. Liberia becomes a major influencer
at the international level, where we are going to be making decisions, where people are going to be coming to us. Need the consent of Liberia. Liberia will have to provide or side of this particular thing into it before we can make a decision.
Exactly.
This time around, we are no longer spectators. We are key actors
in the international
we are
world.
making decisions at the international stage. So we have to appreciate Madam Bessler Yanti for what she's doing. She's one of the outstanding minister. And we can leave the folks at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs out.
Yeah, but she's the emblem of the Ministry
She's
of
the
Foreign Affairs.
face. We do agree to that. You have Dr. Ibrahim Yen.
Yeah.
You have other people that are there who are stealing the affairs of the foreign policies of this country.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one preaching. She's the one taking the foreign policy of the country. Of course, the president is the chief architecture of the foreign policies of the country.
Right.
But she's the one who is taking the foreign policy of this country to the people at the international level.
Exactly.
So we must appreciate her for that. From the Security Council, for being a permanent member of the Security Council, now to the presidency of the Security Council. It's a plus. We have to appreciate her for that. These are things people will judge you by. These are things people are going to continue to remember you when you are no longer in the public service. You are no longer in the government.
Right.
You are not serving government again. You are in retirement now. You have been a retired government employee. Then people start to record you into history. People start to remember you when this person was there. These are some of the things. Today, people still praise Madam Emma Glasgow.
Yes, Glasgow,
the former NAFTA boss. People are still praising. Yesterday, he said, if I become president, I will elect for Madam Emma Glasgow to be a minister in my government, to come and work in my government.
Productivity.
Because she was very productive.
I've been more political than being productive.
The real essence of which you are given the opportunity to serve is that the president. Energy. This person will be responsible to take care of the National Port Authority of the country.
Right.
The president cannot be all over the place at the same time. That is the reason why the president appoints some of you to serve this position. When you are given the opportunity to serve, you do it like it is your last time serving that particular position. You don't know where the recommendation will come from, bigger recommendation. That is the reason why I see some people, when they are no longer in government position, they are still called upon in the international circle to go and serve. Because the way in which they do it, the way in which they project themselves out there, they do it in the interest of country. They put politics aside.
Yeah.
Because they know that
they don't want to mix.
You don't want to. As a professional person,
just don't accept
it. She's not. Yeah, but the major concern is the person who is the lead driver. How is that person driving the policy of that particular institution?
Exactly.
And Bessler is doing extremely well.
Absolutely.
She's doing extremely
Taking
well.
Liberia.
She's one of the outstanding government ministers.
Do you know since when Liberia was a member of the UN Security Council? And Honor Sarah Beslo Yanti, Liberia got its non-permanent membership, and not just the non-permanent membership. We're talking about going now and taking the presidency. This is what we call, and you see what the sad thing will happen, how very nefariously stupid Liberian politics is. When a government comes, people like Sarah Beslo Yanti will not be incorporated in the next government.
They're going to pull her out.
Yeah. They will throw her away because she has worked with the previous government.
Definitely.
They understand.
They don't want to work with her again.
We see Emma Glasgow has been abandoned.
Yeah.
Emma Glasgow came with value. Emma Glasgow, she, when it comes to the future, see what happened when The Unity Party left power on Ellen. Mary Brown, the CDC went for Mary. They told me when the Unity Party, the true man, you see that? When the CDC took power, they threw some of the good brains on Ellen. They threw them away.
Yeah, sure.
They took those and maybe they had a political interest that could support them. Some of the people that they go for professionalism, they went for political alignment, political solidarity, and political.
That's how the politics in the country has been.
And political subservient attitude or subservience. But when they did the party came with all of the expect and the proficient leadership demonstration by Sarah Bessel, by what I mean, Emma Glasgow. They say, oh, Emma Glasgow violated the law. Emma Glasgow has sedition. Emma Glasgow wore party paraphernalia, so she's disqualified. Yeah, somebody could do the job, but Emma Glasgow is the brain behind the job. Can we keep her? Can we discipline her? Can we punish her? But she lifted the futurist sector. She brought the futurist sector to life. This is exactly the same thing Sarah Bessel-Yanti is doing. Sarah Bessel-Yanti is rebranding Liberia's international image in the international world. But believe you me, when this Unity Party government is not re-elected, a new government comes. They might likely throw Sarah Bessel-Yanti outside the window, and they bring their own people, and they say we don't need. She worked with a Barker, and their time is out, so let's get her out. But see what is happening to Liberia's international image. Liberia's international image is growing on a daily basis. Sarah is making things to happen. Sarah is moving Liberia on the global speed, on the global world. Sarah is moving with the speed, the alacrity, the dexterity, the tenacity. Sarah is moving, and Liberia's international image is growing. See, today, for 1 year visa stay, the United States has given Liberia 3 years. That's all international negotiation. You seen it. From cancellation of embassies in Africa, Liberia embassy remains. That's what Sarah is doing. International scholarships are all over the place going on. Sarah Bessel-Yanti. Our international pass, our national passport, our passport were recalled